in front of ESPN.
Nigga, my mama gonna go to war, nigga. I don't give a fuck how old she is or how old I am. So if I got a pops, that nigga gonna do this. Well, he better do this. That's right.
Yeah. But now we're opening the door for all of these parents to start coming out and protecting their kids.
If you think that's bad, wait till you see Shador.
Right, it's about to get
Deion already doing that. We all saw what we saw, and you know what we saw.
That's elementary school.
No.
That's
When you a teammate, he push him like, man, like, let's go. He push him like, get off of me.
Get off of me.
Get off me.
No, don't touch me.
Was it worth the $30,000?
Now?
In the moment.
In that moment. Use up.
You remember? Was it bingo night or was it? 44. You know what we do on this show, boy. We flow, boy. But I'm gonna keep it high level, and this is gonna just give you the beats. And I give you my opinion at the end on all of these topics. But what's going on, the core issue, is the carriage rights fee.
First of all, start off the right way. Exactly. Let me start out like this. This is why I'm broke and you got money. This whole Dak Prescott saga.
What are those? On the field, I got metric after metric. He's a winner. Okay, he's number one in all categories for the Dallas Cowboys first 5 seasons. Off the field, unquestionable character. Like, the only thing you got on Dak Prescott is, I am undisputed.
Oh, come on. And me playing basketball, and I just want to line up.
He's getting up.
And show, yeah, we doing this for real.
He's first.
Somebody go rebound.
Shoot. This one?
Cut that up, baby. This boy, it's wet time. That's what I do.
I still don't know why this is a pick, except exceptional play by the defender. Look at that. 2 dudes reaching, and then he comes between them and say, let me split this bunk bed. And I'm out of here. Shotgun snap, slips. Oh, that's something. Sack on your first play ever in the NFL. Y'all know your nightmares came true. You're like, God dang. Oh, yeah, this ain't it. Look at this blitz right here.
I mean, he only knows so much what he's reading off stats, off paper. I mean, everything's good on paper. But I would always love to hear it from a player because they play the game.
What about a journalist? Like, being real, NARPs are journalists. Like, you're from that pool, right? So imagine somebody just said, you didn't play the game. I don't want to hear it.
She would have a living room full of people at about 10 p.m. probably every other Friday or Saturday. Come up here and I already know what they want, and I got to sing whatever song I got.
Did you say song. Sing, not rap? You said sing, huh?
Sing. Yeah, they ain't trying to hear no rap. They ain't trying to hear no rap. Yeah.
Well, you think you can do something with that? Hey man, Michael Jordan too light in the tail.
Okay, you know what, big dog?
Yes.
I ain't light in the tail. If you want some of this, let's go one-on-one right now.
Let's get
Everyone's playing the hits, but I'm a DJ. And one thing I know from my DJing experience is that you don't just play the hits. You play things that people haven't found out about yet. Discovery. Not up to me. I don't have this ego where I'm a buck, talk trash, and be like, yo, I don't like this. I'm gonna be like this. All right, I got enough talent. I got enough belief in me. I know what I want to do. Yep, let me go do it.
Boah, boah, boah. What's cracking like a mackin'? From the jack end to the back end. G's up, cause we's up. Oh my God, this coach's voice ain't going nowhere, and I ain't even said a word. Yesterday was a good day. Today's gonna be even better day, cause Merry Cinco de Mayo. God Lord. I'm from LA, so I feel like I know a lot about Cinco de Mayo. I learned Spanish outside the classroom because of all of my homies who were Mexican. Real spit. Oh man, we're gonna get into this show today, and I'm gonna tell you a little something about my Cinco de Mayos of the past as we talk about Stefan Diggs and Marcellus Wiley's accusers caught lying on video. Shocking video. You gotta stick around for that. You know we don't duck no smoke around here. I don't know what these people thinking. Wrong ones. So we're gonna get into that. Colin Cowherd says you guys are not gonna appreciate and will forget LeBron's greatness. He's going to remind us of that as Stephen A. Smith and Skip reunite this Friday, and they're going to remind us of how that is a Mount Rushmore show. First Take reunited. We're going to also see what Pablo Torre found out, and the crazy thing is, it's huge. Good job, Pablo Torre. He done funked around and found out. We're going to also get into Mike Vrabel, as Mike Florio says, I don't know if Mike Vrabel going to be coaching this year. A lot of people are saying that. I don't know what is coming out, what's on the brink, but a lot of people are talking through that. And we're also going to talk about the richest rappers of all time. Y'all know our DJ. Y'all know how much I love music. And when they getting their money, we going to talk about it, honey. So respect to all y'all out there rocking with your boy. Shout out to all the members like Stomp, who is giving us some love. He gave me some popcorn super chat, gave me the thumbs up super chat. Respect to Adrian Robles. Met Wiley in San Antonio, Texas. He was cool as funk. He a real one. I appreciate it. Everybody knows this is who I am. R.A.W., a terrorist, here to bring trouble to. I told you I ain't take my rap Tourette's medicine today. We're going to get into that and all that. But Cinco de Mayo, man. It doesn't mean much to me. I like to hydrate no matter what day it is. On Cuatro, on Seis de Mayo, I'm going to have me a drink. So it is what it is. Happy Cinco de Mayo to you. Respect to all those who are celebrating the holiday today. Even though holidays, man, the older you get, holidays ain't nothing but days off from work. And if you don't get a day off from work, it's like, is this really a holiday? That's how I feel about all kind of things now, because I'm in a different zone. Oh, man, it's all about the itty-bitties. It's the same thing that happens like with your birthday, Christmas now. You're like, dog, for real? Like, I look at my family, I'm like, I'm not buying y'all jack. It's straight jacking. Because y'all be asking me for tickets to the Roots concert and going to the Roots picnic. Then you want to go to the Clipper game. I'm like, that was your gift. Yep. March 3rd, that was your gift. Cats be wanting to tax you, man, but it's love out there. Let's get into this show, man, because we got a lot to talk about, as I prepped y'all already. So now let's just see what happened yesterday. Amazing game. Let's be real. Say what you want about the NBA, because y'all be woofing. NBA on fire. These storylines are crazy. That game last night, sick with it. Now, he didn't have his best offensive game, but golly, 12 blocks? That 12th one, too, hurt. He fell down. He couldn't even get up. Damn, it take him forever to get up, boy. He be cracking me up. 11, 15, and 12. You got a triple-double, and it ain't assists? Oh, I guess because you're a big dog. All right, but it's blocks? Golly. But they came up short. They tried. They were down 2. All they had to do was get 2 to get to overtime. They at home. They like, forget this. Everybody all dressed in like magenta and all these crazy colors I can't pronounce. And he shot it. Missed that 3. And it is what it is. I don't know who's going to win that series because you already unstole one, Minnesota. Not with a hobbled Anthony Edwards, but obviously he wasn't supposed to be back this soon, but he is. Let's see how you respond. It's one thing to get yourself there. It's another thing to stay there, just like your teachers used to tell you. It's easy to get an A in this class, but it's hard to keep an A. Remember the teacher just say that? I'm like, first of all, it ain't easy to get an A, lady. All that stuff. So respect to that. Also, we have some more tidbits. You know how we start the show off with some breaking news. The Orlando Magic have dismissed head coach Jamal Mosley. Sources tell ESPN Mosley's tenure in Orlando finishes after 5 seasons, including 1, 2, 3 consecutive playoff runs. Come on, y'all, give them some love. Orlando had a first-round elimination for the 3rd straight time Sunday. Oh, take them claps off. Look, he looking like somebody got to look over his shoulder like, y'all about to fire me? It's tough. He is in a bad predicament because that predicament is this. You're on a team that is not expected to win a championship. Okay, so we have lower expectations. That should actually help you. That should actually make it safer for you and your job. However, whenever you start to remind us that we can do something, like we can make the playoffs and we actually can advance, we can actually make some noise, and then we don't. You make the playoffs, but you lose in the first round every time. Like you get me hyped up. Oh, we going out to dinner? We going out to, oh, really? We just going to go pick it up? That's what happened in Orlando. That happens 3 times in a row, even though nobody's sitting there saying that this is a real disappointment. This gets you caught up in the moment, and then you feel disappointed. Before the season, you take a first-round exit if you're Orlando. I ain't lying. Look at all the teams in the East. I mean, we seeing them still. New York, Philly, Boston, Detroit. Like, where y'all going to go? All right, so second round. He can keep his job if he's a second-round coach. So sometimes you get caught up in the muck. Like, you know, mediocrity actually becomes the massacre, right? Because you're just so normal. And, oh, you ain't normal? Oh, you are normal. Well, now we got to go ahead, fire you, get a new coach so we can do the same thing to him in 3 to 5 years. That is the rigmarole that they caught up in. So beat it up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Love to all you guys. We're going to get into this. Who's my top fans right now? We got number 5, Money Boy Trey up in the house. I don't know what it is about me. I hated gangbanging. I hated gangsters, even though they were my friends. I just hated that was your occupation. What up, cuz? What up, blood? I hated all that. I was like, y'all stupid. But I will admit, throwing up sets always fascinated me. I don't know why, because to me, it's like a whole like hieroglyphics. It's a whole different world. Like if you really know it, I always hit y'all with this one. This crazy to me. This is where I grew up. This is the neighborhood I grew up in. And then this is the arch enemy. And they too damn close. That's gunfire right there. And then this is, I love everybody, peace. I was like, man, we're going to get killed over peace? Doesn't make any sense. Well, you know what also don't make any sense? That Colin Cowherd has to be the one to remind us of how great we just saw LeBron James play. And y'all gonna be over here talking about, go, let's go.
The Lakers closed out the Rockets. I was kind of surprised by that. J-Mac picked the Lakers. I thought Rockets would serve at home. They didn't. Awful offensive game. But it's funny. LeBron comes to L.A., right? And LeBron's getting older. So Rich Paul, the agent, says, I'm going to get you Anthony Davis, 26-year-old, vibrant Anthony Davis. And he was hurt more than LeBron.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You couldn't really depend on him.
At all, man. It's crazy. Like, look, being injury prone, I hate when people really want to indict you for being injury prone because you do know it's body composition on top of everything. Just like making it pro, it's DNA over everything. Doctors tell you right now, they'll walk up to you and they say, you can't out-train DNA. So if your kid doesn't have the muscle fibers and the density and you didn't give them the height and the weight, you didn't give them that structure, your kid's going to get phased out. It's a physics game first, okay? Then you can get into psychology and how hard you work and all that. But look, if we got somebody 6'8" can do what a 6'1" can do, guess what we doing? We going with 6'8". So Anthony Davis, I was injury prone. I just know it. And don't tell me I didn't work. If I didn't work, how did I go from Columbia to the league? Oh, you stop working when you're in the league. No, I got better every year. I got hurt? When I got hurt, I couldn't get much better. Because when you get hurt, your job is to get back to where you were. Everyone else's job who is not hurt is to get better. So you are taking a step back to get back to square one, to get back to neutral. Let's go there. They are advancing. It's just that simple. I feel for you, AD.
And was he in shape? LeBron was the centerpiece. And it's like, okay, we're going to get rid of that guy. You can't trust that guy. Let's get him Luka. Let's get him 25-year-old Luka. And once again, Luka's hurt and not available in the series.
Yep. The body keeps the score. And look, say what you want about Luka and how great. Look, he been pro for like 10 years. So it's like he a vet, right? That's a 25-year-old. Well, he's actually 27, they say. 27-year-old with a 37-year-old body because he's been playing pro forever with them grown men over there in Europe. So the thing is, and he made some bad body choices. You could tell, bad life choices. The boy liked to just chill a little too much for the discipline it takes to play basketball 82 games. So who's looking most professional? The GOAT or GOAT conversation? LeBron.
And I think it's so interesting that the first, when LeBron came to L.A., he didn't like the roster. It was a lot of, Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma stuff. He didn't like any of that stuff. He didn't want to play with young guys. Get me AD. He's going into his prime.
We're going to talk about that. I'm going to show you what the Lakers had and what the Lakers got, and you tell me which side you are on, because some people are saying, man, if we would have just kept all the youngsters, it'd be even better. Some are saying, we got our bubble ring. Let's be happy. We'll decide.
I mean, in 1 year, he was in great shape. And AD may be the best defensive player in the league, so they thought, let's go get Luka. Kind of same age. He's in his prime. He'll be the best offensive player LeBron's ever played with. They're the same guy. They're never in great shape. Their games can be a little lopsided. They can be inconsistent, and they're not reliable physically. And so, and that's what's amazing about, and again, nobody's denying AD went through a stretch. He was the best defensive player in the league pre-Wemby.
That's interesting. Luka and AD the same guy? I mean, obviously one's offensive, one defensive, and they both can do both, but AD could play better offensively than Luka could play defensively. So I don't know how much they are the same, but he's basically saying LeBron in receipt is receiving the same dude, an inconsistent, great person that's more one-dimensional than not. Interesting.
And Luke is, on any given night, the best offensive player in the league. But the one dependable thing since LeBron showed up to Los Angeles is LeBron.
That part.
Not the coach, not AD, not Luka. I mean, it's amazing what he did in this series. If you look at what the Rockets had, Rockets were favored in the series.
They were favored. LeBron knows that. LeBron went out there and got them boys without his number one and number two. Will we stop? What is going on? How much have we been seduced, or how much have we been mesmerized by media that we don't respect game? We all have played pickup basketball. Y'all have played more than me because I suck at basketball. But I do know we used to go to the free throw line. The first two that made it were the captains, and the first one who made it get to pick first. And if you always are picking LeBron in the 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, whatever school you went to, you always want LeBron, right? If I'm on a court and I see that, I want him. Where does it change when I go to class or go to lunch or I come back out here and I'm like, yeah, I still want him, but he ain't all that. Or he is all that, but he ain't him, the guy who graduated already, Jordan. Okay, why you keep talking about him? Jordan is never going to show up again. Can we say they are equal? No, we can't do that. Okay, well then Jordan's better. All right, fine. That doesn't mean LeBron sucks. Why do you got to go antonym? He's just not Jordan. Just like if you say LeBron's the GOAT, then Jordan does not suck. It's weird. When you put Jordan at 2, no one says he's sorry or sucks, or I got all these problems with him. But when you put LeBron at 2, they always got this list of auntie behavior and getting their nails done with their boys. I hate it.
600. Rockets, I think they were favored in every game. And you got Jabari Smith, a great young player. Şengün, Shepard. You got Amen Thompson. That's like those were all three of those guys were top picks, top 4 picks. So you got all this youth and athleticism and size, and here's LeBron with DeAndre Ayton, who's moody, and Rui Hachimura, who's really talented but kind of inconsistent, and both those guys were unbelievable. And LeBron just squeezing all the juice out of it. And so, I mean, LeBron is 3 months older than the coach of Oklahoma City.
Damn.
So it's very much Tom Brady. When Brady retired, he didn't retire because he wasn't good. It's the grind and the process and the travel and the family, and it's just a lot of things. LeBron's going to eventually retire here in the next couple of years. It's not because he can't play.
Yeah, it's never that. Everybody got another rep in them if they got to that level. Like, we're all black belts. It's just different degrees, but no one's a 0-degree black belt. Like, once you play in the league, there's always something you can figure out and do because you've learned the craft. I, no lie, right now, today, you got to get me, no, actually tomorrow. I got to train today. But tomorrow, I can go to an defensive line meeting and look at the coach square in his eyes and say, look, put me in for rundowns. I guarantee I'll make some tackles. Now, the tackle will occur if the guy runs into me, but the point is you ain't blowing me off the ball. I can still play the run. I know the technique, and I still got enough strength. I'm not at my full strength, but I got enough strength. Used to squat 695, bench press 495. You take half of that off, it's like the rest of these cats out here. These cats ain't as strong as you think. They big, they ain't as strong. Trust me, I seen them at the combines. So I'll be like, I'm good. Now, ask me to pass. Do not go play action. If there's a pass, that quarterback has 3 days to throw it because I am not getting there. But the point is, I can find my way. I can find my lane. You don't retire because you suck and you can never do it again. You retire because your best game, your best ball is behind you, and what's in front of you is a lot more work than you're used to. And people ain't treating you the same. The ego takes a hit.
I mean, you saw the gap between him and KD. It's not even close anymore. His ability to pull everything together. But I think it's so ironic. He comes to L.A. and let's get him AD in his prime. And he couldn't depend on him. All right, let's get him Luka in his prime. No, he's not healthy.
All right, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we get it. We back to saying no AD, no Luka. Respect to Colin for bringing that up because I like whatever you're saying is real with the flow of reality. Like, if you hated LeBron because LeBron was in 2011, whatever year that was, he was doing the fake dirt cough and then they lost to the Mavs. If you were like, I'm not good with LeBron, understood. But if you're now in 2026, still holding on to that, when we just showed you yesterday that LeBron, after the age of 41, is averaging more than he did in Miami with the Heatles. Hate. I can't deal with you, bro. Me and you ain't gonna talk the same language, all right? Simple as that. Peep this. The last series, LeBron had a playoff matchup against a starting lineup of players that were in diapers when he was in the NBA, y'all. 9 months old, one of them wasn't even born. 2 years, baby, you okay? Tari, you okay? Man, Jabari, you okay? Man, what's wrong, Jabari? LeBron, sucker there. He older than the coaches. Man, I can't talk to y'all, man. Y'all, if as much ball as I play and as hard as it is to just be good at ball, forget being good, be great at ball. And if you make it pro, you are insane somewhere. High school, college, all that. And then fat old little old me from LA makes it. And then you trying to tell me a dude who is number 2 all time got issues? Well, what do I have? That's what I'm saying. Like, we are listening to, like, this is respectfully. Kendrick Perkins, who is a top analyst. Who else? Richard Jefferson, top analyst. Who else? Is that an eye booger? That's ugly. Oh, that was. Oh, that thing's smoking. All right, real show here. Who else? Stephen A. Smith, of course, but I'm talking about people that played. Kendrick Perkins, Richard Jefferson. Who else? Vince Carter. All of them are insane. Richard Jefferson used to bang on people in New Jersey. He used to get it. Kendrick Perkins had his moments where he was chiefing out there at OKC. Big old Robert Parrish 2.0. Right? He was doing good. Vince Carter? Legend. We say nothing negative about Vince Carter ever. Maybe because it's his personality. Maybe because we just are still in awe of his dunking. Point being, let's be real. Vince Carter ain't close to LeBron in legacy, right? Being real, right? I mean, even Vince Carter be like, yeah, I ain't that. Vince Carter top 20 ever? Nope. Top 30? No. And we don't say nothing about him. And then LeBron is number 2 or 1, and we got nothing but hell. Boy, the cost of praise is criticism. Wileyism. It is insane. Yeah, so now he going to walk into a series. He 15.5-point underdogs. The longest odds in any game of LeBron James's career. Regular season or playoffs. First of all, Vegas is like, y'all some haters. Because Vegas like, we ain't going to never count LeBron out like that. This game coming up against OKC, they are. Because even J.J. Redick was like, they a lot. And I wonder why everyone hates on LeBron. Oh, I know why. Tell me, homie, agent, Rich Paul, on why the media doesn't criticize Jokic like they do LeBron, just like I was talking about with Vince Carter. Like, it's a billion players I can name. I don't hear anything negative about them. And then the best or the second best, well, the reason you don't hear a lot of conversation about Jokic is because I don't believe people are happy to see Jokic lose. Interesting. When LeBron loses, people are happy to see him lose. I wonder why. Especially his peers. Guys that played in the league who have platforms today for different reasons, it's extra. They are happy to see him lose. Damn. What Ice Cube say? Oh, yeah. It ain't over, mothers. It's crazy. Well, it ain't just guys that are his peers or that played with him. There are other guys who just don't like LeBron. You can't convince them. None of the above. I understand. We're going to get into that right now as y'all got to stick around because Stefan Diggs and Marcellus Wiley's accusers caught lying. And there's video to prove it. Wow, we going there. Colin Cowherd just broke that down. And now we're going to have to hear Stephen A. Skip Stephen A. Smith and Skip reunite, and it's going to feel so good, but we're going to get into the deeper meaning. Some people are saying, I don't know if this is all positive. We'll get into that. Pablo Torre finds out something, get the pun, and it's huge. We're going to get into that. And Vrabel, coach. Some people saying you ain't going to coach this year, and that's Mike Florio. He's saying we're getting real close to that not happening. We got to make sure we discuss that. And the richest rappers of all time, we got Jeanie Buss talking about the trade with Luka and all them that she had to hide from everybody. Let's get into it. But first, damn, Rich Paul, you got me thinking. Some people really hate LeBron and his peers. You sure it's just his peers?
There's nothing that's going to change this conversation. Let's understand right now, LeBron already holds GOAT status in one category. We have never seen anybody this great this long. I was listening to Jay Billis on the weekend on Sirius XM.
Did you hear him? He said, here comes the butt. the famous Stephen A. Butt.
He was being interviewed on NBA radio, and he said that LeBron might be the greatest athlete, 40-plus years of age, he's ever seen. I agree with that. He's in his 23rd season. Somebody this great this long, you got to look at Djokovic. You got to look at Serena Williams. You got to look at other people in different sports.
Serena Williams. Serena Williams was good when she was old. Was she ever old? I don't know. Tell me.
There's nobody that's been this great this long. It's just that simple. He's phenomenal, and I think that the real credit.
Tom Brady is the poor. If you want the big joker and the little joker, the big joker is LeBron. The little joker is Tom Brady.
Whether it's credit to him or shame to others, somebody needs to explain why this dude at age 41 is still in better shape than 95% of the league.
I can explain it. God and him respecting his gift. God said, if you work, you will get it. Faith without action is death. Guess what? If you have faith, you believe in yourself, you call yourself the king, and you actually work, all them dreams are real.
All of whom happen to be younger than him. You know, you got some cats in their 20s that ain't in the shape that LeBron James is. What I'm talking about cardiovascularly.
Well, attention is invention. So if you don't pay attention to your body, guess what? You're not reinventing yourself. That's what the fountain of youth is. You're going to eventually drown. Father Time is undefeated. LeBron will suffer from it, but he has prolonged it so much because of the attention he's given his body. Like, being real, I know guys that are not as good as LeBron that were so dedicated to their body. T.O. is an example. You see T.O. right now today, I think T.O. is 50. T.O. look insane, dog. Like, I'll be looking at T.O. when we be hanging out, like, and I know I'm 51 and I look 51. T.O. looks 32.
Why the hell is that? What is that about? I mean, you credit him and his commitment to excellence and greatness, but in other people, you're looking around like, why can't you be at least in good shape, in great shape? How come that can't be the case, okay?
You know why, and it's the same. Look, we all make choices, dog. We all got the same amount of time in the day, so it ain't that. It's about what you're doing with your time. Some cats want to kick it. Some cats want to hang. Hey, I need to rest. I need to chill. I need to get my mind off the game. LeBron look like his mind is always on the game, or is on the game more than anybody else. And that's all the decisions that he makes. People have told countless stories of when they all eating, LeBron take the bun off. When they all eating, LeBron is grabbing his chef, calling his chef. I'm not eating y'all chicken. I'm eating my chef's chicken that is fried like yours, but with the best of oils. Little stuff like that is big, is why LeBron is still LeBroning.
When you start talking about some of the great conditioned athletes in the NBA, LeBron is tier one level. Him, Steph Curry, Russell Westbrook, a few others. Why the hell is he in the kind of shape that's better than more than 95% of the league at age 41 in his 23rd season? But we'll take this moment to give him credit. So in that regard, fine.
Here we
but
go.
I have two eyes.
Here we go.
I know what I saw watching Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
I know what I've seen watching LeBron James. And I'm telling you, there's a GOAT, and anybody that knows basketball that watched it, you're saying the way that I watched it, the way that countless others have watched it. We know what the hell we saw from MJ. We know what the hell we saw from the competition going up against MJ. You know, LeBron will sit up there and beat you. Jordan snatched your heart.
And it matters. It's the difference, right? Michael Irvin said something famously one time. He said, to beat a man at his weakness is one thing, but to beat a man at his strength breaks him. And it's interesting because you can look at Jordan, even though a win is a win, a championship's a championship, they are not all the same, right? All rings aren't built the same. And so you're looking at the career of Jordan, and it's built differently than LeBron, right? Like LeBron, like Jordan got this skyscraper, and LeBron's like, well, I'm the landscape. I'm the whole city. Like that backdrop right there. Jordan is like, yo, I'm the tallest building. And LeBron's like, well, all right, that's cool. I'm the rest of the buildings. It's like, which one is more important? Which one's the biggest? Which one is the baddest? It's like, it's a volume conversation versus like a peak intensity conversation.
I mean, he made you not want to show up. You understand? It was just it's different levels to this. You understand? That Hall of Fame is special rooms, and LeBron is right there in that room with all the all-time greats like Jordan and Isaiah and Kareem and others. But I'm sorry. You know, I mean, I know what I saw. And so for me, we can go statistically and stuff like that. I'd win that argument too. But the point is, looking at it and seeing what I saw, there's nothing, I'm not, listen, other people can feel their way. I'm not here to try to convince anybody anything. I'm telling the world, you'll never convince me that LeBron is the GOAT over Michael Jordan. I know what the hell I saw.
Blah, blah, blah. And look, respectfully, I'm not trying to convince you either. Because you're not going to convince me that LeBron is not the GOAT over Michael Jordan. And I saw both as well. That's it. Now, don't start telling me I've been around basketball longer. I've been in the, look, you want to play that game? Well, I've been in sports deeper than you have ever been. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so if we're not going to argue, let's not argue. I can lead the barbershop. Check a look. I don't need nothing. Up here. I just came to kick it. But please, I know that this is a lie because we all lie like this. Oh, I ain't tripping. I ain't going to try to convince you. Think what you want. Do what you do. When you know you got somebody, they're going to say, do what you do. Do you. And it's like, 3, 2, 1. Because I don't know why you even think that. And then you got to go run with it. It's all good, man. I'm not exhausted over the argument. I'm fatigued over the lies and the misconstruction. What's good for one should be good for the other. And I give you one example. Everyone praises Michael Jordan for all the games he played, the 82 game seasons, and he was always out there. Respect. That's called duration, right? Conditioning, duration, right? He endured. Okay, so if that's enduring 82 games in 1 year, what about 23 seasons? Oh, it's not enduring. That's stat padding, what they call it. Stat padding. Oh, he just out there trying to add up to records. Wait. I thought we were talking duration and enduring. See how I said? I could keep going, but we're going to get off this topic right there. So beat it up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. It's wild. It's wild that LeBron and all them boys turned all of that into this. Whew. This go real quick. Beat it up in the comments. I want y'all to go have some fun with this. They had Zubac. They had Brandon Ingram, who always looked blazed. I remember when he came on our show one time. I won't say what happened, but it was hilarious. Alonzo Ball. Y'all got to go check the old Max and Marcellus tapes. Alonzo Ball, Josh Hart. These some dudes, right? This is good. Jordan Clarkson, Kyle Kuzma, Julius Randle. That looks like the meat of a good-ass team. And then they turned that into 5 years of prime AD, a ring, and Luka. So what do you say? Do you like these names? Do you like this picture? Or would you rather have a ring, AD, who's gone, and Luka, who's here but hurt right now? I don't know. Just to watch that develop. Imagine this is a couple starters, because, you know, everybody ain't starting. You got Zubac, Ingram. Man, Julius Randle could start for you too with this squad. Come on, y'all. Josh Hart, a monster off the bench. I don't know how his body felt, but Lonzo, wouldn't that have been a squad up? That would have been squad up. But then all them contracts ain't working. All them youngsters together. It ain't it. It ain't it. So beat up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. And let's get into some more of the storylines in the NBA playoffs. Let's get off the GOAT. Let's get off LeBron. Let's get off Houston. Pause. And let's get into Kendrick Perkins got a little issue. Jaylen Brown been on that live stream a lot, I guess, because they got bounced out the playoffs after being up 3-1. And now people are taking a little offense to it. Like, enough of this streaming, dog. Shut it.
JB, I get it, bro. Like, the villain role, you not being invited to USA basketball. We don't see you on a lot of commercials because you're highly educated, graduated from Cal, you know your history, you speak your mind, you speak your truth, which may turn off a lot of brands and stuff like that from doing deals with you. I understand, and I applaud you when it comes to that part.
But
this shit right here that you talking, you can miss me with all this shit. You up 3-1. Motherfucker, your ass flops at times to sell calls.
Can we stop? Hammer time. Can we stop? Who cares if you flop or not, for real? Not for fake, because for fake, hey, you flopping. But for real, you flop too, dog. Look, flopping is necessary. I need the attention of the referees. Yoo-hoo. Why do you think people wear jewelry? To get the attention of the other person or the girl. Yoo-hoo. Why you flash? Why you got a $500,000 car so you don't have to say hello? Someone speaks to you. Yoo-hoo. Like, if the ref is just ignoring your ass and you over there getting abused, guess what I will start to do? Maybe put a little extra on it. Maybe put an exclamation point on it. Maybe do a soccer timeout, which is, oh my God, and then I can't get up and I need everything. What's wrong with you? Nothing. Nothing's wrong. I'm just trying to get a break. Chill. Flopping is a part of the game. Y'all all have done it. Damn. All right, move on.
I don't want to hear that. It was no agenda whatsoever. The agenda was that y'all couldn't make shots.
True.
The agenda was that y'all refused to switch up y'all style of play of shooting threes after threes after threes, when at times y'all could have drove the damn basketball and went got some fucking layups or put some pressure on the referees. The referees are not going to give the Celtics calls because they shoot a lot of jump shots. If you're a team that's aggressive, guess what? You put pressure on the referees. You're a team that's not aggressive. You live by the three, you die by the three.
Facts.
Y'all died by the three. Y'all was up 3-1 in this series. You fucking lost 3 home games in the Boston Garden.
Yuck.
3. It used to be a sacred place. It used to be a hard place to win, for opponents to win games in there. But instead, Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid walked into your motherfucking crib, shoes all muddy, went kick their feet up on your coffee table, or the DoorDash with your credit card. That's how comfortable they was.
Damn.
Rubbing their toes, wiggling their toes together. So,
hey, that's special right there. Hey, say what you want about Kendrick Perkins. That's special. That keep you right next to Stephen A. Smith getting it in. That's dope.
So don't come telling me about an agenda that the league or the referees or anybody had towards y'all. The agenda was that y'all didn't protect home court. Y'all fucking lost the game. Y'all didn't want to make adjustments and go outside y'all comfort zone, and y'all kept shooting them dumbass 3-point shots.
Damn.
Because y'all had success doing it, because y'all won the championship 2-3 years ago.
Man, I mean, look, this ain't personal, but it's a new level of media. He is going there on him. All these are facts because you have the record to support it. But you live by it also, so it's not really profound. You're saying the same thing that helped you now hurts you. Okay, yeah. That's how it is. It's a thin line between the love and the hate, right? So what are you supposed to do? Reimagine a new formula? Don't do it? It worked. It works. It just didn't work. And that's why I like how Coach Mazzulla framed it. He's like, look, if you're going to be calling me a winner, then you're going to have to respect all the layers of winning, which includes losing. Like my son and my kids, when they make a mistake, I always say, that's how you learn. That's how you're going to make it. And that's how you're going to actually do it right. You learn not to do it. Definition of others is called in sociology. Basically, who are you is one version of it. Another version of it is who you are not. You learn how to dribble by dropping the ball. fumbling the ball. You learn how to walk by standing up and falling down. Same thing in sports. You learn how to win. We see it every year in the playoffs. A team gets so far, then they lose. Then they go farther, than they lose. And they took their lumps, and then all of a sudden they're winners. So you can't really just chastise somebody who has a winning formula, a championship, doing it one way because they did it that way and it didn't work. Just doesn't make sense.
And all of a sudden, you know what ended up happening? Because y'all didn't have the business in Game 5 at home and close them out, you go to Philadelphia in Game 6, and now the crowd is involved, and now all of a sudden Joel Embiid looks a ton better, and he's balling, and guess what happened? Because the series got extended, Jason Tatum gets hurt. So guess what? In the crucial Game 7, you don't have your partner in crime because y'all decided not to fucking handle business.
Play with your food. I thought he was going to say play with your food.
Take ownership, zero excuses. I don't want to hear the shit. Philadelphia 76ers kicked y'all ass. They did what they were supposed to do. Y'all didn't do anything, starting from the coaches on down to you. To you.
Blah, blah, blah. I'm not a believer that you can't make excuses. I just know I don't want to hear them, and I know that you don't really want to say them. But they exist. Be real. Boston Celtics without Jason Tatum, and even when they had Jason Tatum, wasn't Jason Tatum. It's an excuse, but it is valid. I hate when we do this. Like, it's okay, dog. Like, the onus is not on you to bring it up, and the onus is not on me to take it in consideration. But the reality is there. You trying to tell me that, they not the same, or they're the same team, or they are not? Which one? Oh, they're not. Oh, okay. It happens to all of us. I go to games all the time. I watch our little football team. I told you this. We lost our championship last year because we get to the playoffs, and then, flag football, little kids, me coaching. The playoffs is all in one day. You have 1 game, 2 games, 3 games, whatever it is, based on your seeding. Our number 2 player last year decides to go on vacation and doesn't tell coach. I show up, I got number 1, my son, and then I got number 3. Number 2 was special. Number 1 and 2 ran the offense and the defense. Number 3 was there, but it was a little gap. Too much pressure on 1. He balled. We lose. We win the semi game. We get to the finals. We lose by a couple of touchdowns, and the couple of touchdowns difference was probably number 2. I am not a complainer. I am not an excuse maker. So I just walked over, shook the hands of the little itty bitties, and also gave the coach credit. In my head, I'm like, we would have wore you. See what I'm saying? What are you supposed to do with that? What are you supposed to do with it? Number 2 is gone. That's my point. So whatever. Do you. Do you. All right, y'all. Beat up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. We got to get into this story, man. I got to hear what Jeanie Buss got to say about hiding the Luka trade, because that's gangster. How you hide a trade? How you hide a trade from LeBron and all that? Everybody was like, LeBron knew because Bronny knew, and then if Bronny knows, then LeBron knows and all that. Maybe Jeanie Buss can help us understand that. But we still got to get into Stefan Diggs and Marcellus Wiley's accusers. Caught lying. We got video? What? We're going to show this. Stephen A. Smith is going to reunite with Skip Bayless. We got to chop up that wood. Pablo Torre going to find out. And he going to funk around and find out something that's good. Real spit. Vrabel won't coach this year, maybe. Mike Florio is talking that. And the richest rappers of all time. So let's get into this headline as we show some love to the fans. All you guys out there, the top fans. Number 5 is Smith Shot Racing. Dan Fan is 4. Arthur. Damn, what you write? What kind of screen name is that? Arthur. 3, Adrian Robles is 2, and Stomp. I don't know if y'all know who Stomp is, but he be stomping y'all like that. Oh, man. I think Mark Cuban would have jumped in front of a train to keep it from happening. We all know what they're talking about. They're talking about that trade that happened. Luka to the Lakers.
Last year marked a new era for the Lakers. You had an extraordinary trade. It was all over the news. Luka Doncic coming to the Los Angeles Lakers. Can you walk me through those 24 hours?
This is like a public access podcast. Respect. Hey, I got to tell you this story real quick. I was working out and what is that? Home Depot Center. And I'm working out. I'm in the league. And I'm working out. And Andrew Kirilenko, AK-47. I'll tell you his verse. It's a good story about him, but this ain't the point of the story. So anyway, we working out, and it's football players, basketball players. It's crazy. I got to tell you his story. It's hilarious. And then we're working out, and then somehow I'm supposed to go to the tennis courts to do some drills or something, whatever. I go over there, and then I'm working out, and I'm watching this girl hit this ball. Now, I'm not thinking a pro tennis player is there because I'm just thinking all these people are like rec and park people. And I was like, damn, she killing it. At the time, didn't know who it was. Guess who it was? Her, Maria Sharapova. Yeah, real spit. Continue.
In order to get a player of great value, you have to give up a player of great value. And the Dallas team wanted Anthony Davis, and he was on our team.
She said it like it was going to get deep. Hey, I love this. This is Bed Bath and Beyond podcast. Let's go.
And so conversations started, but it was important that they remain private and didn't leak out to the media.
Damn, Jeannie shy. Look, she ain't looked up yet. Jeannie, up here.
Because if a player is made aware of a pending trade, it could crater your entire season. So we're talking that those conversations started the beginning of January, right? I'll never forget. That's when all of Los Angeles was on fire. And
oh, she mean for real? Oh, okay. This is interesting. I love how she said it could crater her team because cats' egos, boy, if you find out they don't want you, isn't it weird? Like Andrew Bynum said it best. He's like, trade me or cut. I don't care. There's a bank in every city. Like, but you don't live that way. You can think that way. You don't feel that way. You're like, yo, they don't want me here? Oh, they do want me here? Like that the rookie that they had, I forget his name, that got traded to Charlotte, that got traded right back. It messed his year up.
And, were you part of those conversations?
Yes. I mean, in order to trade somebody like Anthony Davis, it would have to be with approval. Not only that, but a first-round draft pick. And certainly getting a player of Luka's caliber and his, being at the beginning end of his career, was just an extraordinary opportunity, but it required a lot of strategy and a lot of small steps in order to pull it off. And Rob Pelinka, our general manager, was able to do that all without leaking to the media, because I think Mark Cuban might have jumped in front of a train to keep it from happening.
You think? He's still talking about this damn trade. I would over my dead body. You know what I mean? Give Rob Pelinka some credit. I know a lot of times people don't want to give him credit. Ever since he's not Kobe's agent anymore, all of a sudden it's like he's a demon. But, I mean, I'm giving him credit for you made all of this happen. You changed the set that fast, that big, and no one knew. That's dope. Like, say what you want of the trade. The fact that you made the trade, Mark Cuban couldn't stop it. Mark Cuban maybe didn't know all that. We didn't know. Maybe LeBron didn't know. Whoa, kind of gangster.
But
well, he did a phenomenal job because nobody knew.
Nobody knew, and including Luka and
Anthony Davis
and
LeBron James
and we had a.
Y'all heard that? They didn't know. Now, y'all can say she lying. I'll go, calm down. God dang. They didn't know. They didn't know.
Game in New York that night. And so the coach knew that this was going to happen, but he still had to play the game, and we won the game that night.
Ooh, hey, she media trained. She said the coach. She didn't say, damn, JJ knew. JJ knew. Wow. LeBron is, wait, this could be gangster. Jeannie says LeBron didn't know, but JJ knows the only reason he got that job is because of LeBron. You don't think he go to LeBron and be like, yo, don't you say nothing. Shut it. I got something to tell you. We about to trade something. So then LeBron says, oh, snap. So then LeBron say, Bronny, don't you say nothing. I got to tell you something, because nobody can keep a secret. Pillow Talk 101. Hey, Bronny, don't you say nothing. Then Bronny's the one that tweeted it out. Remember that?
It wasn't a distraction. And then all the world, turned upside down.
How does that work? Are you on that final 24th hour, are you handed a piece of paper and you have to put your stamp on it?
Yes. It's the NBA, they do what's called the trade call to make sure that every bit of the trade is agreed to, and that it's happening. It's stamped.
It's there.
Yeah.
I mean, I read your dad often told you that you have to be extremely patient, but once in a while you have to go from 0 to 100. Was that one of those moments?
It was absolutely one of those moments. And where my dad was trying to teach that to me was being a poker player.
Blah, blah, blah. I've played poker with the Busses before, the Bus side. Shout out to them. Hey, Jeanie over there fresh. Look how many buttons is open. Jeanie, stop playing. You the owner. You good? Button up. No, I'm just kidding. Love, all that, man. I thought that was fascinating because it does happen. And now when you hear it happens, oh, boy. All right, y'all. Beat it up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. We're going to keep this show going. The energy is high. Draymond, you got some problems with Austin Rivers?
I don't like to get in these back and forths because, quite honestly, guys that you usually get into the back and forths with, they become back and forths because it's like one of them like severely tips something this way and the other is just like kind of so far down that it kind of pulls you back a little bit. And
Jesus. Basically, he's saying the other person ain't worth it. They too little. They shooting up and I'm shooting down. But you do like these back and forths. You always for the smoke. Draymond, that's what we got in common. Like, you ain't starting nothing. Well, actually, you start stuff. But you going to finish everything. So you start some things, but you finish everything. That's your mantra.
So, speaking of Austin Rivers, I saw he said he's bewildered and it's ridiculous or what I said. And I just find it interesting that a guy who was the 10th pick in my draft, I was 35, who's on his second act, still on act 1. He goes, Draymond, never been a scorer. Austin, you and I averaged the same amount of points in high school. And I say high school because that's when you were at your best.
This is gang related. Austin said he was going to stop doing them podcasts too, and he wanted to get obviously leaned into the media and traditional media 101, and also he does some of the breakdown of film. But you're going to bring him back to the podcast because that was a diss.
And then in college, he was still good. He was very featured at Duke because NBA careers. Should he really talk about my NBA career? I'm still with my first team. He was gone from his first team in 2 years. The guy received the biggest bailout in U.S. history prior to President Trump bailing out the airlines when his dad gave him $42 million. And I tip my hat to Doc. I pray that I can give DJ $200 million.
Oh, this is just criminal. Let me say this. I mean, yeah, y'all gave him hell for that. Because I'm like, y'all sure gave Bron hell for the Bronny getting him drafted. But he didn't get 42 mil. But Austin will have some moments. I don't know. I mean, look, that's the thing about disses and going back and forth. You don't have perfect record. I remember Austin Rivers turning it into something. So $42 million doesn't seem as crazy as it sounds now because you're watching the guy with a suit on and then Draymond's still balling. But tell me.
Give Deuce $250 million. I pray that I can do that one day. I love how people just go take the 15 seconds that they want to take and make it a headline. But I really enjoyed watching Austin Rivers be bewildered.
That was smoke. Blah, blah, blah. I don't know if Austin Rivers is going to come back. The person I know, Austin Rivers, is coming back with that. But now he's into the media and he's ascending and, you got to let, some of that gutter out of you or else it's going to hold you back. We'll see what he does with that. Beat it up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think as we continue the show with the energy. We still got to talk about Stefan Diggs and Marcellus Wiley's accusers caught lying. Oh, and we got video for that. We're going to talk about Pablo Torre, what he going to find out. He's going to funk around and find out, and he's going to be happy what he found. Vrabel won't coach this year, Mike Florio is saying, and the richest rappers of all time. But right now, we got to get into this. This is amazing. Be real. We celebrate greatness on this show. First of all, first thing I'm noticing, shout out to Stephen A. He has lost weight. That face don't look like that anymore. Good stuff. He was off that bourbon back then. That's margarita. That's Cinco de Mayo face. Now he good. Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless are reuniting on First Take this Friday for the first time since 2016. I was celebrating this. I was going to do this topic just like this. Clean, uncut celebration because I celebrate greatness. Y'all know those two faces are on Mount Rushmore. for sports media, stop playing. Stop. Everybody's check got a little bump because of what they did. Except Jim Rome's, because Jim Rome was already making money before all these guys. And maybe Dan Patrick. But the point is, everybody, like, they did it. And then this comes out, and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Is this something? Stephen A. previously said he had no interest in doing a show with Skip Bayless. And I was like, oh, yeah, I do remember that. Bobby Barack. Bobby Barack be on it. Y'all don't know Bobby Barack? Bobby Bowden. Bobby Barack be going at it. What changed? Ratings. I was like, oh, Stephen A. always tells us they number one and all that. And so I don't even look at the ratings, to tell you the truth. And there's no competition, right? Unless the competition on his own network. And that's what we're going to talk about. The ratings for Get Up, that show that comes before him, and Pat McAfee are up about 17%. Interesting. First Take airs between those two shows and is up only 5%, which is below the standard Big Data Plus panel bump. Y'all notice the ratings for everything went up this year because Nielsen finally adjusted how they're doing their group ratings. Remember, you used to go to a sports bar, it's 200 people here, and they were only counted as one person for the rating. And people like, all these big companies and ESPN especially, they're like, people are gathering to watch our content. What are you doing? And it took Nielsen forever because it was archaic and they had to digitize and do all this stuff. And they finally got it. And people say it's still not perfect, but if you notice, there's a lot of ratings bumps. NBA, NFL, draft, etc. First Take to reunite Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless for one-time show on May 8th. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's something right there. And then what happened right after that is Stephen A. Smith says this. And I'm like, oh, it's going down. He was absolutely right. My man, Mr. Cameron, who told the world I promised to bring him on First Take since last year, albeit eventually, I am a man of my word. He'll be on tomorrow morning. So I guess that's today, right? Yeah, Cinco de Mayo. Wow, Cam on Cinco de Mayo. Hide the margarita mix. And he won't be the last. This is just the beginning. Looking forward to bringing a few folks on. Stay tuned. Here we come. Man. And now I feel a little different. Because at first I'm thinking you just giving me gifts because you love me. Now I think you're giving me gifts because you need something from me even though you love me. Get it? That's all. It ain't that deep. I take the gifts. Keep Skip Bayless coming on, Cameron coming on. I love Cameron. Love Skip Bayless. Bring it. But damn, there's another reason for it. It just feels weird, right? You're like, damn, you didn't just wake up and just say, I want to hook it up. You woke up and said, ooh, McAfee get me. Ooh, Get Up is trying to get me. All right, bring in the cavalry. You know what I mean? I ain't mad, but let's give love. Let's go to the other side. Somebody who just gets their props. Let's give props out, right? Shout out to Pablo Torre finds out the 2026 Pulitzer Prize winner. What? Let's click this video and see what the hell this is. That's dope. Oh, that's his song. I ain't got to hear that. All right, they have won for audio reporting the Pulitzer Prize. Is there anything bigger? Is there anything better? Is there anything more than that? Respect to him. Respect to them. Congratulations. I'm still upset. Not upset. I'm just joking, but for real. Like, I still don't get the Clippers case yet. And I don't think the NBA does. What the hell the NBA doing with the Clippers? I don't know what that all was about, but he got somewhere, but I don't think he got there. And I don't think nothing's going to happen. Anything's going to happen to the Clippers. But the point is, let's see. All right. Now, let's get into the part of the show where things going to get a little spicier. All right. And there's going to be a consistent theme here between media, between public persona, between lies, fabrications, allegations, accusations. We're going to separate the real from the fake. Florio, talk to me about Vrabel and Rossini.
We're one development away from something that makes it impossible for him to return.
So you think there's a chance I don't think he's going to be there after this year because I don't think they're going to have a good enough year. But you think he might not last either into or through this year?
Hold on. You go make it to the Super Bowl. You lose. You wasn't supposed to be there in the first place, but you lose. And then you have a bad year and it's a wrap because of what? That doesn't even add up. Like, if we just keeping it ball, you give him another chance, right? Grudge match. Great year, exceeded expectations. Bad year, under expectations. all right, let's see who you really are. But if you're trying to say this is weighing so heavy on him, I think he got the right owner for this situation and this scandal. Let's talk.
I think that there is a non-zero chance he's not the coach come week 1. Because I look at it this way. We've already had 22 days of developments, and a lot of this is the product of horrible PR management. Horrible. Like, they will be studying in universities for decades to come what not to do when faced with a PR crisis.
Yeah, I will say this. Don't say it's laughable. Don't insult our intelligence. When there's pictures, and then those pictures is a different form of intimacy, man. It's almost, I mean, look, we know the worst pictures we could have saw, right? We all have seen that. It's graphic. It's not YouTube. It's you with a P, right? We could have seen some of that, and we were like, oh, my God, come on. Who leaks this? Naked, all that. But what they did show is so, like, if you're a man that's married, I know, I'm going to speak for me. It's inexplicable. Like I went golfing yesterday, and in our foursome was a young lady, an executive, beautiful young lady. She was learning to golf, and it was fun. We all hung out. We were high-fiving. We were clowning and talking crazy, all three of us, the dudes, and didn't hurt. Darren Sproles is there. Shout out to the homie, former Charger. My man Ernest Baskerville, who's an exec out here, does a ton of work. And we hanging with Kat. That's the homegirl. Not once did we interlock fingers. Even when I made my long putt, we didn't interlock. Like, you just don't do that. And that's why I was like, yo, this story better be real. Because if it ain't, you ain't throwing us off that scent. Nobody's locking fingers.
They pushed a story right out of the gates that quickly was debunked.
Yep.
It hasn't been proven. That conflicted with what our eyes saw. I tried to be very respectful early on. And I said this, the photos are what they are. The statements are what they are. I'll leave it to reasonable people to decide whether there's any daylight between the two.
Yeah, respect. Hey, where's Chris Sims? I know people say he got fired. I see y'all in the comments saying he got fired. All right, we got to do that story. What happened to Chris Sims? What's cracking?
Because there clearly was. And so I think this has just made it worse. And with each passing development, it becomes a little more problematic. The fact that he missed the third day of the draft, this idea that he may miss more time as he undergoes counseling in an effort to deal with this intensely problematic personal life issue. We've never seen this before, where a person who has a job that once the season starts, it consumes your life.
Yeah, that's troubling. You're going to counseling to do what? To be a better husband, to be a better family man, all that stuff. That's great. That's great. But the trust won't be built by August 1st or whatever the preseason starts. It won't be built, right? It's totally destroyed. It takes Rome forever to be built, and it takes no time to destroy it, right? So I just anticipate some calls of distress from wifey, maybe even family, but wifey. Like, you coaches be gone. And then, I mean, it could be as slight as you watch the sideline and he's on the sideline and the towel boy is not the towel boy, it's the towel girl. And it's going to be tough.
How do you balance personal life issues with a job that consumes your life? How do you make the two work? He can't just disappear for 3 days during training camp. Remember, Tom Brady did that. He was going through a personal issue in 2022. He was gone for 10 days during training camp. It creates issues, distractions, and it becomes a competitive disadvantage. I just think, hey, Howard, one more photo dump, or I think at some point Rossini's going to say, I got nothing to do but tell my story.
Yeah, they pushing her in the corner, just like public fodder is pushed her in the corner where. And this is what's crazy. This is where she can actually turn this into a positive for her, is because she did come out and lie, and she did blame the industry and did blame misogyny and did blame men. We're going to talk about this, how this world is now slanting more and more of women just coming out, because we all got social media. So you see a lot of times when it lands on a woman, they come out with these stories that just are like, they don't add up in logic from hello. You're like, what are you doing? And then they blame people. And it's just, Diana Rossini, it wasn't an industry conspiracy. You just didn't want to tell the truth. It was just that simple. So now, if she comes and tells if she goes to any source, any publication, any network and says, I'm going to tell it all.
If she tells her story to Today's Show or 60 Minutes or wherever, what does she say? I don't know. Is that the tipping point where Mike Vrabel can't coach the Patriots this year? So they better have a plan ready to go. Because
because if look, Vrabel did throw her under the bus to save his family and maybe his job, but certainly his family. And then she's like, she was sitting quiet. A woman scorned? Oh my gosh, she's going to be like, okay, not only am I going to tell you what happened, I'm going to tell you what happened that helped me become who I am, which is Diana Rossini, the NFL insider. And I'm certain, let me just tell you this from experience. If she was hanging with Vrabel, two married people hanging with each other are not faithful. Therefore, they're not even faithful to the person they hanging with. You know what I mean? Like, don't think this is, you got the good girl now. You got the good version of me, but my husband got the bad version. Nah. I got the same version, and that means I am not alone. As Michael Jackson said, you are not alone. So that means other coaches. That means other NFL players potentially. Basically, she gonna have info on more people, if not intimate experiences with more people, which means more info. Wow.
We're one news cycle away, potentially, at any given moment, from him not being able to coach the team this year.
What is that? Chris Sims is gone and we get Howard Eskin. Okay, respect. Respect. All right, y'all. So, that's gangster. Beat it up in the comments. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's going to be interesting. Man, Vrabel seemed like he had dodged a bullet. Now it seems like they just loading the gun. We'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. All right, let's get to the headline story. Are we there yet? Yeah, we there. Headline story time. It's time to go. Stefan Diggs and Marcellus Wiley. Accusers caught lying in this shocking video. Okay, so, I don't know about coincidences, but the universe whispers before it yells. And I do know that yesterday I saw a story about Stefan Diggs and his lawyer interrogating the accuser of Stefan Diggs. We all know he got accused of strangulation and all this kind of stuff, and not paying the lady. But every story I saw was, wow, look what's happening to her story and to her. The chef, who was a live-in chef, is getting absolutely cooked on the stand. I'm like, what's going on? The chef ain't know Stefan Diggs' lawyer had receipts. The chef had mentioned about not being paid for 2 out of 3 weeks. Chef talking about what's your name. So let's watch this, because the story, you got to understand the context of all these kind of accusations now. Most, and I'm in the they say in the 90 percentile, most cases, civil cases, we're not talking criminal here, right? We're talking civil cases. Most civil cases settled out of court. So what most people do in accusation, real or fake, is hoping they get a check before they have to go through the work, before a deposition, before they have to actually go on trial. Well, sometimes it doesn't work. The other party's like, I'm not doing it for whatever reason. Not admitting innocence to guilt. Obviously, they think they're innocent, but they're saying, we're not giving you money, because if I settle doesn't mean I'm guilty. Sometimes I just want to get you away, or it's not that much, or whatever it may be. But in this situation, they're going to fight to the death. Stefan Diggs wants to clear his name. All right, you said something. You put dirt on his name. Speak.
And it turned out, Ms. Adams, you had gotten paid for 2 of the 3 weeks that you said you hadn't gotten paid for, right?
This is missing a whole lot of stuff.
The yes or no question.
I can't answer your question correctly without the proper evidence.
All right, we off to a fast start. Okay, so here's the thing. Allegations, lawsuit, all that, it's one-sided. Woo. People, Stefan Diggs is not a patriot anymore, partly because of this. All that. But now it's like, okay, Q&A. We understand what you were saying. Now it's time for us to have a little conversation about it, okay? And if you are keeping it real, this is easy. If you're not, As my grandmother said, the truth is simple. Lies are complex. Look how complex this gets.
Your Honor, may I approach? Do you recognize this document as text exchanges between you and Sonny?
Sonny, I guess, is the other lady that worked for Stefan Diggs.
Yes. Dated December 9, 2025?
Yes.
And you're the person in the bubbles on the left?
Yes.
And you write to Sonny, hey, so I looked over my transfers, payment history, and they sent payments, 11/7 and 11/21, totaling $4,000. See that?
Yes.
So you knew that you had actually been paid for 2 of those 3 weeks that you tried to get paid for again, right?
What's your name? I never got your name.
What? What? Ma'am, look, I don't take sides, but boy, I follow the truth. What? You got to get your story correct. And more importantly, who cares what her name is? She's asking the questions, you got the answers unless you don't have the answers.
Did you know
I don't know. I was trying to address you by your name because I.
Stalling. Hurry up.
I'm not this. I don't know. I can't answer that question correctly.
Oh my.
You knew on December 9th that you had been paid for 2 of the 3 weeks you said you hadn't been paid for, didn't you?
I don't understand the question.
You just acknowledged you wrote it to Sonny.
I was supposed to be paid for the week I was sent home. Okay. So I sent the incorrect amount because I didn't know he wasn't paying me for that week.
Right. So you sought $6,000 instead of $2,000.
That's my calculations was.
Right.
Man, if you got kids, this is taking you all the way to those conversations with my itty bitties when they get caught. I got one itty bitty that everything gets bigger on her. Her eyes, her nose, her ears. Like, what? And I'm like, baby, don't lie. It's okay. The cover-up's worse than the crime. MJ, my son, he just gets, his eyes go behind him. He just gets despondent. He disconnects from reality because he's trying to think of a story. I say, MJ, don't lie. My other one, Olivia, she just gets loud. What do you mean? And I'm like, it's so obvious. Come on, y'all. The thing is, when it's on paper and you just saying this stuff about Stefan, it's like, oh, okay, all right, maybe. I don't want to victim blame and all this stuff. Everyone should be heard, and, we got to respect all those who've been hurt. But we also are starting, because of social media and because of all these cases that are just false allegations and accusations, we're starting to, push back pretty early, too. Like, no. This ain't even adding up logically. And right now, this testifying right here is not even adding up.
And so that last week, that was a week you didn't work, right?
Because I was sent home.
Right. So you weren't in the kitchen cooking.
Mr. Diggs sent me home because he had girls at the house.
Whatever you're going to add is not responsive. Your Honor? Yes.
I don't understand.
That was rich. It gets richer. So, all right. That's what happened. So supposedly this whole altercation was over the fact that he wasn't paying her, but turns out he was paying her. Turns out, how do I know he was paying you? Because you're admitting it. And now you're acting like you don't understand it. You don't understand the questions. You don't understand the payments. You don't understand the amount. Whew. So now we're going to get to this layer of it where they're asking her, why are you deleting messages and these certain messages? Let's go.
Is there a difference between the text messages that you provided to the Dedham police and the text messages that are here?
Yes.
And what is that difference?
I deleted bet and pussy, and I'm ruining that bitch life. Not mistaken.
And why did you delete those phrases when you provided those text messages to the Dedham police?
Because.
Oh my goodness. Oh man. Oh, man. This is exactly how I feel like y'all are watching this. Like, are you serious? But when people say stuff about you, man, it could go where people like believe it, and they really were like thinking there. And you sitting there in your head, I know Stefan Diggs was, I know I am. I'm sitting in my head like, are you serious? Do you understand what they would have to say if everyone had to ask them a question or watch them answer that question? Well, Stefan Diggs, you have your day in court, and we are taking witness. This is some BS.
When I was abused in my previous relationship, when I would say things,
The objection is sustained.
he would.
The objection is sustained. There's no question there. Again, the jurors will disregard it. Sidebar.
The judge like, look, you cooking this lady. Don't chill, but just understand she about to go everywhere except where you need her to go. So I don't know how we're going to finish this. Look at this. She tried to victim out. See that? Try to get emotional, try to get distracted, try to go everywhere. Avoidance, as they say. But not answer the question. Like, dog, you wrote this 37-page legislation lawsuit about this man. You had every detail because it was calculated. And then now we're asking you, okay, you know all the numbers. You know all the dates. You know, you lived it. Talk through it. Huh? If you ever been lied on, raise your hand. If you ever proven that someone lied on you, raise your hand. If you still need to prove that people are lying on you, raise your hand. Boy, boy, boy. People, people, people. Continue. We're not done. All right, so now we got to talk about this situation. This is how you end it. Now, supposedly, allegedly, for really, this is occurring at the home, Stefan Diggs, live-in chef. After all this has went down, watch this. This is how they get you. Okay, so she said she got accused. She made the allegations and all that. But this is her. I don't even know what that is. Is that the Harlem Shuffle Shake? That's her getting it. After she said he did all that, strangulation, etc. They looking at her like, ma'am, all bad, all bad. So I'm watching and reading all that. Then what had happened was, beat up in the comments, let me know your response to all that. We ain't done, we ain't done, we ain't done, because we're going to bring it home. Because you know me, I don't duck smoke. So I have to read this because my boy called me. I'm going to leave his name out of here because he's famous. But my boy called me. He said, just keep your head up. I said, what? I was about to call you because we got to talk some work stuff. And he was like, just keep your head up. I don't care about nothing else. I just care about you, big dog. I said, what the heck? You okay? Oh, my name accused of, I can't say it or this show will get shut down and I'll get a community strike by former ESPN production assistant. Oh, I said, oh, no, we're not. No, we're not. Okay, so unless you're under a rock, hiding under it, you know that that's been going on. That's been percolating. And I have to, on that situation, I got to break it down. So I will break it down. Now, obviously, there hasn't been that day where we just saw this lady have to testify, et cetera. So we are not in the same phase of things. But because I rock with you and I am thorough, I am transparent, I keep it 1,000. So we're going to have to talk about this situation 1,000. So let me explain to you guys what's going on. So in these instances, these alleged misrepresentations, let's call it that, all right? The encounters, pick a date, pick the encounter, pick the allegation. For every one of them, I either saw, communicated through email, text, phone, was invited by these individuals after these dates to engage, to be intimate, or all the above after the dates that are in question, okay? So this matters. Why does it matter? I'm looking at my picture like, damn, this is crazy. Because it directly contradicts the narrative that they're trying to present publicly. Yep. Directly, like, boom. Like, what you talking about? Okay, if somebody come in here right now, it is 6:36 in the morning. I know I'm running a little bit late, but we started a little bit late. My itty bitties are ready. I'll get them ready in a few minutes. And something happened to me. You just tell me. A week later, 2 weeks later, a year later, whatever time later than 6:36, are they back hanging with me in my house, invited by me? I'm talking to them, texting to them, hanging with them, anything like that. If what I'm saying is real, would I do that? If you say yes to that, speak on it. But I got one straightforward question for all the accusers. Why did you continue to see or maintain friendly communication at minimum? That can be verified, will be verified, with someone that you're accusing after the alleged incidents. Oh, because once again, what we just saw, what occurred in the Stefan Diggs situation, they out there dancing in the videos, not knowing that they're being filmed and not knowing that is of record. There are so many records and receipts that will be brought to show people you say one thing, but you did another, okay? So we're seeing this dangerous trend right now more than ever. We're seeing people who are going out there making serious allegations, like we just saw with Stefan Diggs, blatant lies, like we saw with Stefan Diggs, being made in public without substantiated evidence. Nothing, just talking. I can file a lawsuit right now against you. I don't even know who you are, but I can say a bunch of stuff. And if you got a name, if you got something of credence that people will pump up, it could go out there, it could run. But what happens to you, what happens to me, what happens to Stefan Diggs in that situation, reputation damaged, and then the facts are expected to catch up later. Crazy. That's why the accusation's way louder than the apology. But me, y'all know, first of all, I got the perfect platform to do this. I'm not going to be quiet about it. I'm not going to be silent about it, all right? So the reason is simple, that I'm going to have to fight. And it's not about me. Y'all know how I rock. Y'all know how I roll. It's not about me. It's not even about my name. It's about my son's name. So I named my son Marcellus Vernon Wiley Jr. And the toughest part about all of this is the fact that there's going to be a day, and I don't know when that day is, but it's going to be a day. I'm not worried about any of these allegations on the level of there's no criminal charges. All this talk, and nobody ever wanted me arrested. Nobody ever got me arrested. Nobody ever got me. So you don't want that. It's about money. I get it. But to you, it's about money. To me, it's about my son's name that he will one day Google and think that this is about him. But he's going to know it's about his dad. And how dare you stain the brain of my child and his hero. So all of that, all I got in me, all that I possess will be used to defend that name for my son. Y'all know I want to cry because anything with MJ, anything with the itty bitties gets to me. To me, directly to me, if his name was Charles, this would be a little different. His name is Marcellus. Oh, y'all playing with the wrong name. Playing with the wrong little one. So there are details, tons of details I won't address at this time, respectfully, and that restraint is intentional. It's intentional for several reasons. Let's just be real. The burden is not on me to prove innocence. No. I ain't stupid. I'm graduated. Come on, girl. It is on them who are making these accusations to prove their claims are credible, prove their claims are truthful, prove that they're supported by evidence. I want you to sound like the chef in Stefan Diggs' case, right? And obviously that has not happened, and frankly, it won't happen. For anybody who has the time and attention, and I know y'all don't, and I don't want you to, and I don't root for it. But if you read through these things, logically, they just don't add up. And that's just on paper. Wait till you get a Q&A. Wait till you get in front of someone. Wait till you get deposed. Wait till someone talks to you about this. And you don't have the receipts. You don't have the truth on your side. You're in trouble. So I'm not the only party also being referenced. That's another reason why I gotta, let's just say, abbreviate how I respond to this. Because you know me, I want to go one thou, line by line. But I'm not the only person and entity being referenced. My institution, Columbia University, as well. So out of respect for them and other legal considerations, I got to respect that. Plus, this is about them, like being real. They trying to use me to get to them because they have the $20 billion endowment. They're the ones. That's the money grab. I'm just in the way. And there are limitations of what I can actually say for real on this platform as well. Y'all know y'all get strikes and community strikes, and I don't need all that. I like talking too much talk. And I'm not going to change my show. I'm not going to change how I roll. I'm not going to change anything. If something's in the news, I'm going to talk about it. If I'm in the news, I'm going to talk about it. And y'all not going to silence me. You're not going to crowd me into no corner and say, take this whooping. I don't believe in the gigantic conspiracy. I talk a lot of talk. I'm going to continue to talk a lot of talk. You ain't going to shut me down. You ain't going to shut me up because never shut up. The book. So my position's firm. My position's undeniable. Y'all hear it. Y'all know it. Y'all know me. Not even asking you to believe me. I'm not that guy. Believe the truth. You ain't got to worry about me or them. Just go with the truth. You'll figure it out. So in the same spirit of this show that y'all watching right now, respect, I'm going to continue to challenge all these false accusations. I'm like on this show, how we do it, I'm going to expose the inconsistencies, break down the film, and confront what I believe to be the attempts at my reputation, cause it harm, through legal coercion or even worse, legal extortion. It's real. They are they're trying to leverage lies for personal gain. As they say, assassination by accusation. That's their goal. They're trying by lying. The craziest thing about it is, seriously, is that they didn't want and they do not want justice. They want just ice, money, bling, things. No justice, just ice. All right, well, I want the truth and I want to expose some liars. And not just for me, not just for my name, but for my man, my itty bitty MJ, Marcellus Jr. So I'm going to go get it. Ride around, I'll get it. You mine, I spin it. That's what I had to say about all of that. And it's crazy that it literally coincides with Stefan Diggs going through that. Think about it. Like, look how much that scopes and references what I'm talking about. And we've seen it. We've been talking about a lot of these other cases. These cases where woman, makes an accusation and you read through it and it says, well, if this doesn't work, I'll just lie and say, hey, they tried to do something to me. We've been through that on this show. We've been through also, well, if something is going on, it's because they're misogynistic. And we know that that wasn't accurate. You just didn't tell the truth. We've also been through that on this show. We've also been through this on this show where it's like, oh, well, I need you to give me some money and I need you to sign this book deal and I need you to hook me up. And if you don't, all my stories will change. Like I said, it ain't for me, not even for my name. It's for my boy. Let's go get it. All right, y'all, we ain't gonna end the show like that. Wrong show. Y'all think y'all gonna take away my joy? My grandma said, never let them steal your joy, baby. And dog, y'all know me. The thing I'm most scared of is death. Second thing is prison. They don't want none of that. They ain't trying to kill me. They ain't trying to put me in jail. They trying to get some dough from Colombia. Well, good luck. Good luck with that. Maybe you have to tell the truth to get it. Then I know you won't get it. Respect to y'all for rocking with me, man. We're going to keep this show going and flowing. And I am going to end it on a positive. I got to hear this. Yo, the richest rappers of all, get to the numbers. Forget all that. What y'all talking about? Dang. This is wrong. I mean, look, all right, I'm not going to say who's wrong and what's wrong, but let's start. I mean, the bottom of the list is $80 million net worth for Royce the 5'9" at number 50. Are you serious? So you can just go up this list and see it. All right, Kendrick didn't even make the top 10 at $450 million. Lil Wayne is 10 at $500 million. Joe Budden said cap. He just basically said there's no way. I mean, I know my net worth is not real, so I know that if he says it, I agree. Like, I don't think net worths are real. They don't know how many times I did a Foot Locker appearance. They don't know how many times I signed a deal and nobody read it. Like, it's you ain't the IRS. You're a website. 8 is Snoop Dogg at $500 million. It's just hard to think that Snoop and Joe Budden right now are worth the same, even though I know Joe is making a ton of money. Snoop is making a ton of money too. Birdman at $650, 50 at $850. Eminem is a bill. Diddy, 1 bill. Kanye, 1 bill. Drake, 1 bill. 2 bill. Jay-Z. I mean, some of that seemed real, like Jay-Z, I bet. You know what I mean? But the point being, in a world where we're trying to separate the real from the fake, come to this show. We're going to do our damn best, okay? I ain't going to hide. You ain't going to hide. Because, look, we got one lap around this damn world. One lap. One life to live. Might as well live it the way you want to, right? Free from all that burden, free from sitting on rocks, free from being under someone's thumb. Just keep the real and keep the fake away. All right, y'all. Love for you guys. Having a great day today. Cinco de Mayo. Please do not drink and drive. You got to drink and ride. You know what I mean? Call that Uber quick, because I know how it gets out here. Cats be rolling. And I'm in LA too. You know how they act out here. Cinco de Mayo is the holiday. It's going down. So respect to all y'all. Have an amazing day. Tell a friend about this show so we can continue to grow. Yesterday, we had our 3rd biggest show ever since I started doing live streams, I think in December. 3rd biggest. That's good. We'll see what today does. Love to you guys for rocking with your boy. And I am, gotta get these itty bitties. Peace.
It's been a decade plus that I knew that this day was going to come.
Oh, this is not a hyperbole here.
Because I think the verse. Time to hydrate. Hydration's the situation.